new watch, new babes.
What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute, man. Listen, the next video is gonna be the 10 craziest last meal requests from death row. So y'all know where we going with this. What would be your craziest last meal request before you're executed? Now, me personally, when I think of, so automatically out the gate you thinking of what's my favorite foods. My favorite foods, I'm a steak kind of guy. So I gotta have steak on that plate, you know, on that order. Now, what type of steak? As of late, I've been more of a filet type of guy. I used to be more of a ribeye type of guy. You know what I mean? So I probably go either filet or tomahawk. Tomahawk, bro, a tomahawk steak. Gotta go tomahawk steak. You know, everybody trying to be healthy nowadays, but when you're on death row, the rules of health go out the window. So give me that. Give me some good macaroni and cheese, some good fried chicken wings, and hot wings. Definitely gotta have a good drink, you know, milkshake and a soda to wash it down. What else? What else we going with, y'all? What else we going with? You got the steak. Oh, you gotta have the lobster tail. You gotta have the seafood there. Give me some shrimp. Give me some lobster tail. Crab legs. Alaskan king. I need Alaskan king in my life before I lose my life. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all already see which way I'm going with it. How would y'all? What would be on y'all's? I seen some. I think the last video we checked out, somebody was like spaghetti. Nah, that's not even making it on my list, bro. I don't need spaghetti. I need the steaks. You know what I mean? I need all the good type of stuff. You know? So we're gonna check this video out, man, and see if anybody kind of thinks along the line of myself or maybe you guys. What would be some of the weird requests though you would ask for? That would be the thing. Some of the most weirdest requests. Like I need a cheesecake from from Junior's in New York or something like that. Or I need this. What would be weird? Let's check this video out.
Philip Ray Workman was an ex-con and drug addict who held up a Wendy's restaurant at gunpoint. Police officers arrived quickly, responding to the silent alarm. As Mr. Workman fled, he allegedly shot and killed one of the officers. He would sit on death row for 25 years. During his last day,
I was about to say held up a Wendy's. Where are we going with this? Then he left, fled. I'm like, all right, where are we going? As soon as they say he shot a cop, death row.
Days before his execution, Workman asked for vegetarian pizzas to be delivered to the homeless. Prison officials denied this request, and as a result, Workman went on a 3-day hunger strike. During that time, people all around the country sent veggie pizzas to homeless shelters in Tennessee to show their support.
Somebody explain that dumbass. No. I almost got myself demonetized right there, bro. I gotta catch myself. Y'all know me. Look, man, I'm still working on myself, but why wouldn't they honor that? Instead of him getting the food, he's saying give it to the homeless. Why would you reject that? Like, salute to him, Philip Ray Workman. Salute to him for that gesture, bro. That makes no sense why they would reject that. He said, no, instead of giving it to me, give it to the homeless. And now when he didn't get it, he went on a hunger strike. And basically he's telling them, okay, y'all want to execute me, but I'll go on a hunger strike, more than likely probably killing myself before I get to that. So, and then he got all these people involved. I know that put hella pressure on them. So they probably end up caving, if I had to guess, and send them pizzas, to which they should have, rightfully so.
For his seemingly selfless cause. James Edward Smith was a former voodoo priest and tarot card reader in the Houston, Texas area. He robbed a second-floor insurance office where he saw a clerk counting money behind a window. During the robbery, he shot and killed one of the insurance agents. In prison, the 37-year-old was asked what he wanted for his last meal. He asked for Radacunda dirt, which is often associated with voodoo rituals. He explained he would use it to mark his body so that the spirit would move on and not become a ghost. After this request was refused, he then settled on a cup of yogurt.
I ain't gonna lie, I'd have rejected that one too, bro. Anytime you dealing with a voodoo doctor, I'd automatically assume, nah, he finna play some kind of voodoo on us. Even if you don't believe it, in the back of your mind, you like, yo, what is this fool doing? Nah, we bring that in here, we all liable to wake up messed up, can't really get out of bed, one of our arms don't work, our legs, we having to drag it the next day, and the rest of our life going wrong. No. You get denied, bro. Be happy, be married with your yogurt.
32-year-old Thomas Grosso was responsible for a string of home invasions that resulted in the strangulation deaths of 2 elderly people, one in Oklahoma and another in New York. Once investigators caught up to him, he confessed to both murders and was sentenced to death. His extravagant last meal consisted of 24 mussels and clams, a Burger King double cheeseburger, 6 barbecue spare ribs, 2 strawberry milkshakes, a pumpkin pie with whipped cream, and a can of room temperature SpaghettiOs. His very last...
That's the sick part of him right there. Right there. The SpaghettiOs. Y'all eating the SpaghettiOs. I could never do that. And I know it's already done. I grew up on ravioli, beefaroni, and SpaghettiOs. But I could never be one. I saw people do it now. I just was never that person, bro. See? And you wonder why y'all are crazy, because you was eating SpaghettiOs out the can without even heating them up in the microwave. That's what was wrong with y'all. That was wrong with him. That's where he went wrong at. He wouldn't have been a serial killer if he'd have just heated up his SpaghettiOs, bro. I'm telling you.
Words were, "I did not get my SpaghettiOs. I got spaghetti. I want the press to know this." Lawrence Russell Brewer and 2 other white men kidnapped a 49-year-old black man in 1998. They chained him by the ankles to the back of a pickup truck and dragged him for 3.5 miles down a country road near Jasper, Texas. The man died when he was decapitated after hitting a drainage pipe.
Oh! Bro, I wouldn't have fed them nothing. That's one of the most heinous crimes I've ever seen, bro. Oh. You chain a man to the back of a truck, drag him down, and he's decapitated, bro. To bump a last meal, they shouldn't have got a last nothing. I wanna know how long they was on death row. That should have been an instant. Let's get them up out of here quick.
Brewer's last meal was a pretty huge spread. He ordered chicken fried steaks with onions and gravy, a triple cheeseburger, a large omelet, fried okra, half a loaf of bread, a pound of barbecue, a meat lover's pizza, 3 fully loaded fajitas, 3 cans of soda, peanut butter fudge, and a pint of ice cream. When the whole meal was brought to Brewer, he refused to take a single bite, stating that he was not hungry. After this little stunt, Texas ended the last meal request immediately.
Ruined, and he ruined it for everybody else. Not saying that's, oh well, you're on death row if it ruined it for you. Oh well. You know what I'm saying? But that was shady, bro. Even after all he had done, he still was trying to stick it to somebody else.
John Wayne Gacy, known as the Killer Clown, was a serial rapist and murderer in Chicago during the 1970s. Gacy would dress up as Pogo the Clown at charitable events, parades, and children's parties. He would lure young teenage boys to his home and strangle them to death after raping them. 23 of his victims were found under the crawl space of his home. His final meal included a dozen deep-fried shrimp, French fries, a pound of strawberries, and a bucket of original recipe chicken from KFC. Before being convicted of his crimes, Gacy was a manager at 3 different KFCs. Robert Buell was convicted of the...
Some of y'all gonna get KFC later on this week. I hope this story is just stays in your mind. That way when you pull up you be looking at everybody funny to see if there's another John Wayne Gacy coming up in the world, and you just stare at him because you're thinking about it. That would make me happy. I'm not. It would make me happy. My bad. Let's go.
The kidnapping, raping, and killing of an 11-year-old girl in 1982. Although he admits to abducting the girl from the park, he denies his involvement in the murder. Her body was found a week after her disappearance, strangled, sexually attacked, burned by candles, and scrubbed clean. Boulet's last meal was a single black olive, with the pit still inside. He did this in homage to Robert Figuier, who in 1963 chose one unpitted olive as his last meal as well. The hope here is that once in the ground, the seed from the olive will sprout and grow from the grave. Gerald.
Okay, and then what? Like, I swear, I know y'all might have heard me say it before. I swear these fools' brains need to be like researched, man. We need to take their brains for research to see what's going on. Where's the misfires happening at? How can we prevent that? Because these fools is straight up crazy, bro. Straight up, like an olive so it can sprout, hopefully. You're not even sure. Get out of here, man.
Lee Mitchell was 17 at the time of his crimes of murder and theft. He first murdered a man during a drug deal. He stole the man's car and shot him with a sawed-off shotgun. Only a week later, he shot another man over a necklace. He was caught by Texas police while driving around in the slain victim's car. When asked what he wanted to eat for his final meal, he said all he wanted was an assorted bag of Jolly Rancher candies. He was granted his request, and he ate all of them. Peter J. Menil was responsible for beating and stabbing a man to death. He was pretending to sell him some cocaine, but he in fact intended to rob the man. He hit the victim in the head with a heavy glass beer mug. He then stabbed him 39 times in the neck and beat him about...
What the... 39... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 39 times in the neck, bro? That's a person who loves that type of stuff. Like, pay attention to the people you hang out with, bro. If you chilling with a girl and it gets to the stabbing scene and the person on the screen is just constantly stabbing the person that's already dead, and she sits up and smiles, bro, cut that date short and go home. I'm telling you, I'm gonna benefit you in the long run. Cut that date short. Even vice versa, ladies. If you with a dude and you see him smile and get into it and get excited, like that's the highlight of the movie, cut the date short and get up out of there. Telling y'all, man, start recognizing the signs. These fools is out here.
Out the head with an automobile shock absorber. His last meal was one of the largest ever compiled together. Prison officials brought 20 beef tacos, 20 beef enchiladas, 2 double cheeseburgers, a pizza with jalapenos, fried chicken, spaghetti, a small fruit cake, half of a chocolate cake, half of a vanilla cake, cookies and cream ice cream, caramel pecan fudge ice cream, 2 Coca-Colas, 2 Pepsi-Colas, 2 root beers, and 2 orange juices.
Sheesh. Like, imagine that coming up out of that person's body once they get, you know what I mean? Either electrocuted or death by lethal injection. Imagine that coming out of that person's body, all that. That's what I would be the most afraid of.
Ronnie Lee Gardner was sentenced to life in prison for the death of Melvin John Otterstrom during a robbery. He was then sentenced to death for the 1985 killing of attorney Michael Burdell during an unsuccessful escape from a Salt Lake City courthouse. Gardner ate a last meal of steak, lobster tail, apple pie, vanilla ice cream, and 7-Up. But the crazy part about his request is that he wanted to watch the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy while eating his meal. 3 days later, he was executed by a firing squad at his own request. He requested this because he knew there would be no mistakes.
I didn't even know you could request that, bro. Death by a firing squad. Is that still able to be done nowadays? Can death row inmates still request that? Like, I'm gonna have to definitely look that one up. I didn't even know that was an option.
In 1981, Ray Rector shot and killed a man in a nightclub and then a police officer in Conway, Arkansas. Realizing there was no way out, he turned the gun to his temple and pulled the trigger. Ray shot himself in the head, but he did not die.
That's gotta suck. That's gotta suck. You trying to take yourself out because you knew what the outcome was gonna be. And your maker was like, nah, fam, you're not getting out of here that easy. Nope, I like it. I like it. That's karma for you. That's karma.
He in fact gave himself a lobotomy, rendering himself mentally challenged. Therapists would conclude that his IQ would be measured at around 70 during his last days on death row. Prison officials asked him what he wanted to eat before dying. He asked for steak, chicken, cherry-flavored Kool-Aid, and a full pecan pie. It seemed that Ricky did not understand that he was being put to death, because he left the pecan pie on the side of the tray. He told the guards who came to take him to the execution chamber that he was saving it for later.
Am I wrong for not feeling sorry for him? I mean, he shot a cop, he shot another person, and then tried to turn the gun on himself. Maybe it's something wrong with me, but I don't feel sorry for him. Hey, and I'm just being honest with you, 1000%. I just don't feel no way about it. He shouldn't have did what he did, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know the guards probably, and that's one thing, man, that you have in these prisons. Sometimes the guards kind of take a liking to some of the inmates, man. And you really got to separate the two, man. That person could be remiss for what he did. He could be remorseful for what he did, but the fact still remains. He did it, and the families are having to suffer because of it. You know what I'm saying? I believe in second chances, man, but in some incidences, in some of these heinous crimes that we heard of, bro, stabbing a person so many times, like, nah, bro, come on, man, you know? But I flipped back and forth about the death penalty, I'll be honest with y'all, because what say leaving them in jail for the rest of their life isn't enough, you know what I'm saying? And it is, but the prisons get over, or you have nowhere to put them, so they have that issue too. But if they can put them away for the rest of their life, then I'm cool with that too. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I flip-flop on that, honestly, a lot of times. So sometimes I'm pro, sometimes I'm against the death penalty. It just depends on how I'm feeling at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So y'all get at me in the comment section though, man. Let me know what y'all think. The 10 craziest last meal requests, bro. I forgot apple pie. That would definitely be on my list. You know what I mean? So y'all drop y'all last meal requests as if y'all was on death row in the comment section. And stick around and stay tuned, man. Till the next reaction. I'm out. Peace. Y'all stay solid. Hey.